Hey guys, welcome back. In this video we're going to make this really cute little elastic daisy chain bracelet. It's a super simple design and you can custom make it whatever colours you like. For our design today we're using quite a thin cord, so this is 0.5mm elastic cord and we've got 3 different colours of 2mm seed beads. Now we need about 60 centimetres of our elastic cord. We're using our smaller 0.5mm elastic cord today because it needs to fit through some of our beads twice. Now we always start by pre-stretching our elastic, so pulling it the whole way along to give it a nice stretch. I'm just going to swap onto a black background so that it's easier to see. I always place a clip on the end so I don't lose any beads. Now we just have to choose our colours, so I'm using pretty traditional daisy chain colours. Yellow for the flower, green for the stems, and I'm using a darker one for the centre just so it's easier to see. So I just place a few of each colour into my little tray. Now I'll just place a few green beads on to act as the stem, and then we'll get on to making a flower. Now for your flower, whatever colour you've chosen, so mine is yellow, so we place 3 yellow beads on, and then place 1 centre bead on. So in my case it's these darker ones. So you should have 3 of your flower colour and then 1 centre bead. Now we bring the end of our elastic around and bring it back through that first yellow bead. Pulling that through, and that should bring your flower beads around to frame that centre bead. Now we bring this half flower down closer to the other end. It's easier to manoeuvre down there when it's only half a flower. Now you do want to leave enough on this end so that you're going to be able to tie your knot. So I'll just bring that clip up a little bit so that I've got some length there. Now we've got this half a flower sitting down here. So with the end of our elastic cord, we're going to place another 3 yellow beads on for the other half of our flower. So bringing them right down near your flower. Now we bring these beads around the other half of the flower. So you'll see how they just come around, sort of framing that centre bead. And so it's this little yellow bead at the top that we're going to bring our elastic cording through to hold our flower in place. So pulling your elastic cording through, and you should have something that resembles a flower. These flowers are never going to be perfect because seed beads are not perfect. If you did want to sort through your seed beads and sort of use the same sized seed beads, you'd probably get more uniform looking flowers. But I don't mind the look, so I'm just using all different shapes and sizes. Now we place some more of our little in-between beads for the stem. So in my case I've got these green ones and I've decided I'm just going to put 3 little green beads in between each flower. So just pulling them down, and now we repeat the same process for another flower. So placing our 3 yellow beads on first. And then one of our darker beads for the centre of our flower. Now bringing the end of our elastic cord back around and through that first yellow bead. Now sliding our half flower down closer to the other end. Gently working our elastic through. And then placing our other 3 yellow beads on. Sliding these beads down close to your flower and then bringing them around to frame that centre bead. Then bringing the elastic through this top bead on the flower. If you do have trouble getting your elastic, you can sort through some beads and use the ones with bigger holes for these positions where you need the thread to come through twice. Pulling your elastic cording through and working your flower down into position. And you should have a sort of daisy chain starting to form, so you just repeat these same steps until your beaded section is as long as you want it to be. I'm going to bead mine down to about 19 or 20 centimeters for a standard woman's size, and then we'll tie a nice strong knot. So on with our 3 green beads for in between our flowers. Then it's the 3 yellow beads for half of our flower. Then our centre bead. Then we bring our elastic around to come back through that first yellow bead. Now it's on with 3 more yellow beads for the second half of our flower. Bringing them around that centre bead and bringing your elastic cording through that top yellow bead. Once you've beaded down to your desired length, then you can take your clip off, and you want to make sure that your design matches up on both sides. So I've put 3 green beads in between my flowers the whole way along, so I want to make sure that there will be 3 green beads when I tie my knot. It also helps if you can find a bead with a bigger hole that can go right next to your knot, and then you'll be able to slide it on top of the knot to keep it hidden. So once both ends are matching, then you're ready to tie a knot. So start by laying the left side cord on top of the right side cord and bring that around the right side 2 times. That should form a nice little twist there. Then we lay the right side cord on top of the left side cord and bring that around the left side 1 time. Now it's a little bit tricky to see, but you've got 2 twists there, and so we're going to gently bring the first twist down onto the bracelet to pull that elastic tight. And then we pull the second twist down on top. Now we gently pull these elastic cords, working with that elastic and pulling it on these cords and on the bracelet side of the knot as well. Just trying to work a little bit of elastic through that knot to lock it in place. Now I like to place 1 more knot on top. So placing the left side cord on top of the right side cord and bringing that around 2 times, pulling that tight, and that should lock your knot in place. So just continue working with your cords until you're happy that the knot is locked in place. You should be able to see if your knot is tight by gently pulling your cords apart, and if it stays nice and tight, then it should be good. But I like to pop some hypo cement jewelry glue on my knot as well, just as an extra layer of security. So just pull those beads apart and place a little bit on the knot all the way around. Then you can cut these little tails off nice and short and gently slide one of the beads on top of the knot. That'll keep it nice and secure and hidden. And there's your elastic daisy chain bracelet.